You may start.
I'm ready. So everybody can probably guess that since I show livestock and based on last class, I eat meat. I mean, it's not something you go out on a limb, you can pretty well say it. But my take on it is, it's not about me wanting everybody else to eat meat. If you have ethic, moral, religious, any reasons to not, that's not my right to judge. That's your choice. You have that freedom to choose that. What I am here today is to tell those that are on the fence or those that have misconceptions about meat that it's totally safe. I mean, I read an article doing research for this that was published by the New York Times by a reporter that said meat was unsafe, and this was about the latest report of meat causing cancer. And the article was that he didn't believe meat caused cancer, but that it was unsafe because of hormones, antibiotics, things like that. I mean, even New York Times will publish misconceptions. And so, my next point on that is even Subway and Chipotle, grass-fed, no antibiotics, they cut out any meat that is not by those standards. And so, when there's companies like that are doing things, and there's reports and stuff, misconceptions are out there. I mean, the latest things about it causing cancer, I mean, nobody can debunk that. Nobody can say it does, nobody can say it doesn't, unless you're a scientist that does the research on it. And even at that, there's still factors that play into it of why it may or why it may not, or what else may be causing that. So there's a ton of things, and my point is that red meat, processed meat, white meat, it's healthy and it's a good contribution to your diet. It's not dangerous in any way. I mean, of course, anything overconsumed is dangerous. The average person that's over 21 can go out and have a drink of alcohol and it not be dangerous. But if you become an alcoholic, then it's dangerous. I mean, that can go for anything. Other kinds of foods, candy bars. You can eat a candy bar and be perfectly fine. But if you eat, say, 5 candy bars a day for your whole life, chances are you're not going to be a very healthy person. Anything can cause issues. And that brings me to my first point of back to misconceptions. The hormone misconception. It is federally illegal for any poultry or swine to be given growth hormones. So the whole hormone conception was started by somebody that had the genius idea of putting hormone-free on a meat package. Why? Not because it's hormone-free, obviously it is, everything is, but because they're going to make more money off of it. And then the second misconception is antibiotic-free. People think that because it's antibiotic-free, it's safer. And that's honestly wrong. Chipotle went antibiotic-free. I don't know how long ago they went antibiotic-free, but lately, they've had some issues with it. I forget the exact number of stores, but they closed down around 40 around the West Coast that was because of their antibiotic-free meat causing disease in humans. And it was, I forget what it was. But yes, E. coli. It was E. coli. And there's treatments in livestock. They're given, I mean, I know from personal experience what we give my pigs. It's not anything different than what we're given. Vaccines to keep the immune system going, protect against diseases. What happens when we quit giving vaccines to children? You're going to have spreads of disease again. You're going to have things that pop back up, tuberculosis. I mean, just to throw out some. I mean, you're going to have diseases pop up, and you're not going to be able to stop it. It's just like that in animals. I mean, lately there was a pig disease called PEDV, and it started in China, and China couldn't control it, and then it comes here, there's no vaccine for it. Just spreads like crazy, and that's why pork prices went way up 2 years ago. I mean, even mad cow disease. You quit giving antibiotics, you're not just gonna have an issue in livestock, but that's gonna bounce back to the economy, and then that's gonna bounce back to our health. It's not just about the animal's health and what they're given affecting us. What they're not given affects us. Red meat and processed meat causing cancer. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it does. The fact is, researchers believe that it causes bowel cancer. It may not. But according to BBC News, 7 out of every 100 people is at risk for bowel cancer. It's not just because of meat. Smoking, alcoholism, bad diet, family history, all of that can cause bowel cancer. Now, these researchers say 21% of bowel cancer patients are attributed to meat. Now, these cases are also cases where the person is 60 to 70 years old and ate over a pound a day of meat. I believe the exact number was 1.2 pounds a day. That's pretty extraordinary when you think about it. I mean, just like what I said about eating a candy bar or having a drink of alcohol, it's no different. If you consume it in moderation and are healthy about your choices are still healthy. And then nutritional factors. Pork especially is extremely nutritious. It's high in sodium, or it's low in sodium, high in potassium, which is good for your heart. It's high in lean protein, and it's also low in saturated fats. All of these are good attributions, or contributions, I can't talk, to your health. I mean, if you look at the numbers, pork especially is extremely healthy in many points of what scientists consider our diet required. And so that brings me to my conclusion of it's not necessarily that meat is unhealthy, because it's not. And it's not me telling you to eat meat, because I'm not. I'm trying to debunk the misconceptions that are out there about it, because we can't deny there are a lot, just like anything else. Just like the misconceptions that Sarah may face with being vegan or vegetarian. I mean, there's misconceptions there too. So if you're gonna have an opinion on something, make sure it's the correct one.